He's playing black-white creatures, black-white sweet stuff. It's kind of like Dead Guy's Ale, if you remember that deck from 7 years ago, the Chris Pacula deck. Are you familiar?
Yes, I am.
It is a lot like that, but with a bit of a twist, a bunch of token generators, and 4 Liliana of the Veil.
And he is facing off against Anthony Hatke. Both of these gentlemen 6-1 and 1. So 19 points.
All right, so these are some of the higher 19-pointers that are looking to jump up there and get into those last couple slots in the top 8. And this is one heck of a game state we're coming into.
This is a lot to catch up to right in the middle.
So we have...
And it is still game 1, so this has been going on for quite a while.
Jeez.
There's a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
It looks like a player has won somehow.
Okay. Jeffery Moseley somehow took that game. We did not have enough time to assess the board state and figure out what was going on. It may also be that
he was a little behind, and for time considerations was conceding.
Yeah, he realized if he was going to win a game 2, he needed to scoop now.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of players need to be more aware of.
That's something that I actually had to work on and still need to work on. That's a big problem that I was having for a while when I was playing particularly slow, even more slowly than I play now. Yeah, I was going to time a lot and getting a lot of unintentional draws, or being in these weird spots where either I have to scoop or my opponent has to scoop, and that's never fun. And if possible, you should play out your match to its resolution. And yeah, scooping when you're on a 2%er sometimes is the correct play, even though you theoretically can win. There are other things besides your 2% that matter, such as the clock and your mental, sitting there and losing a game that
losing slowly.
Yeah, losing very slowly for another 20 minutes is sometimes bad for your mental health. Sometimes it's better to just pack it in and move on to the next game or move on to the next round. I've also scooped because I was really hungry and needed food before.
Oh, I've done that all the time.
Yeah, like I mulliganed to 5 and my opponent had like a good turn 2, and I was just like, yep, I'm gonna go eat.
But Anthony Hatke's not going to scoop to get food right now. He really wants to make top 8. He does not look happy with the situation he's in. He's got to figure out a way to win a quick game 2.
He has to win a quick game 2 and 3, which is very hard for the Shardless Bug deck to do.
Do you think that these players, if Anthony Hatke evens it up at 1-1 and they get to a game 3 and the board state is somewhat stalled, will one of them scoop to the other?
Ooh, that is one of the most awkward situations that can happen in tournament Magic, and it does come up.
Though, right?
You're outing me in this, but now I'm going to get taken advantage of. But yes, I've been in that situation many times, and I ask my opponent to scoop as much as possible until it becomes clear that they will not scoop, and then I scoop myself and go trash talk them to my friends, frustratedly.
I would do it too. I scooped myself out of day 2 of GP Salt Lake City 5 years ago.
Was that the Gold Rush Salt Lake City?
No. Okay, so that GP run by Star City Games was 1,100 some players, right?
Right.
The previous GP Salt Lake City, I believe, was like 2008 or 9. I played in. It was like 270 players. It was a large PTQ. And it was Kamigawa block constructed, the slow, grindy gifts ungiven deck.
Oh, brother.
I took 2 unintentional draws, I think, and was about to take a 3rd, and I scooped to my opponent. He went on to day 2. I went on to become a judge.
That was the end of your playing career?
Kind of, yeah.
It's heartbreaking and frustrating to do, but it's the right thing to do. Why eliminate both players,
8 players make it in. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone from this match. But yeah, when you're in that moment, when you're fighting against someone, even though they're your opponent, there's some kinship to it.
Yes.
You feel like, I want someone from this match to make the top 8.
It's all about, whether you value the expected value of that match you know, your match, you and your opponent, or the total of the tournament, which is going to be break even anyway. So here we see Anthony Hatke with a turn 1 Deathrite Shaman. A good start if he's going to try and kill his opponent quickly.
See the clock counting down under 3 minutes.
Plains Plow.
Most likely these guys have a bit more time than that, I would have to think. I'm not sure when our clock is counting from.
Well, this clock is about 3 or 4 minutes behind the round clock, so I think this is with the extension.
With their extension, or the extension from the other feature match?
With their extension.
Okay, well, Anthony on turn 2. I don't know what that card is.
It's a Tarmogoyf. It's a Modern Masters Tarmogoyf. Yeah, it's really ugly. I don't like it.
It looks like a green-white card, though. And there's the Tarmo die, so yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
It's very with the right-hand side of that card almost looks white, so I thought it was a hybrid card.
Yeah, it does, because the art background is white, and then the text box.
Wow.
Yeah, it does look green-white.
It's the first time I'm seeing it from this distance.
Yeah.
So
we see Abrupt Decay on the Deathrite Shaman. Tarmogoyf does get in there. Looks like a never-ending train of lingering souls is about to happen. Does...
Oh, not quite.
Ooh, Liliana the Tarmogoyf. That's even worse for Anthony. The onus to win is on Anthony. Jeffery Moseley can just
make him play
wait.
Differently.
Yes. And let's see if he has any... He does have 2 Engineered Plagues and a Golgari Charm, so he's not drawing dead to a million chump blockers. But it doesn't look likely that he's going to be able to kill his opponent this game. Both players playing at a reasonable pace, so it was just a matter of how long that epic game 1 that we cut into took.
Yeah, there was a Jace the Mind Sculptor, multiple...
It was weird that the guy with the Jace was scooping. I've never seen... that doesn't usually happen.
The Jace was only at 1.
Wow, those spirit tokens are awesome.
Yeah.
Big fan of those.
Peekaboo from Super Mario Brothers.
Yep, it is Boo, and I think the other one is from Kirby.
A Marshmallow.
It's I don't know the name of the enemy, but it's one of the generic enemies from Kirby.
Well, everything in Kirby is marshmallows.
It's pretty true.
Kirby is a pink marshmallow. I was hoping for Tom Martell. Hang on. Jeffery, Moseley.
He's plussing Liliana, I believe, is the phase that we're in. Anthony's ready to discard. Jeffrey's deciding what to discard. And it's a Plains. Ancestral ticks down to 3. Anthony draws for the turn. If that's not a Wastelands, then I can't read.
Let me see your lands, because I'm going to destroy one of them. Leaves him with the Bayou.
No play after that. Yeah, this looks like a drawn game at best.
Drawn game at best. Jeffery Moseley could just win it outright.
Exactly.
Liliana.
I meant at best from Anthony's perspective, because he's the one that needed to win.
Yeah.
To continue the match.
Okay, so he left the Bayou, so the Submerge.
So his Submerge was live. Makes sense.
Doesn't do much. Doesn't deny Jeffery the draw, because it's just a token.
The Thoughtseize still resolves. You still have to take 2.
Lose 2.
You get to look at his empty hand.
Show me your hand. I got nothing.
Which one, left or right?
Show it to me. Here we go. Ancestral Vision's ticking down. One more.
Spin the wheel. Brainstorm. Not bad. Hard to see what those were with the glare, but looks like he decided on a Deathrite Shaman. Put the other 2 back. Jeffery Moseley's deck is sweet.
Yeah, let's take a closer look at this deck list.
He's got a couple Tide Hollow Scullers, a few Stoneforge Mystics, a couple Mirren Crusaders, 4 Dark Confidant, 4 Deathrite Shaman, 1 a Hero of Bladehold, and then a couple equipment in Umezawa's Jite and Batterskull, 3 Thoughtseize and 2 Cabal Therapies. Cool little balance there. 4 Swords to Plowshares, 2 Vindicate, all 4 Liliana the Veil, all 4 Lingering Souls, 2 Bitter Blossom, which is a card I haven't seen in a long time, and a 1 of Sensei's Divining Top. Pretty cool. He has Isolated Chapels in his mana base too.
Is that okay? In addition to the 4 scrub lands,
Yes.
so didn't want to go with the additional shocks. Goes with the buddy lands, hoping that most of the time they come into play untapped for free.
Yep. I mean, he only has fetches and duels besides the 2 Isolated Chapels. Presumably you're not keeping a 1-land Isolated Chapel, or 1 land to hand anyway, so the Isolated Chapel, unless your 2 lands are exactly the 2 Isolated Chapels, they'll just be free scrub lands.
Well, Wasteland does exist in this format. So Jeffery Moseley, with 3 Spirit tokens now, offers Lingering Souls. Adds a Stoneforge Mystic. Anthony has the mana advantage, has 2 Deathrite Shamans going.
About to draw 3 new cards. But we're being told that this is turn 1 of turns. So that means Anthony has 2 more turns to deal 15 damage through all of those blockers.
Yeah, Jeffrey Moseley would be able to deal 15 in 2 turns if he landed a succession of like Mirren Crusader plus an equipment, perhaps. But Anthony's deck not really designed to kill that quickly.
To do exorbitant amounts of damage in extremely short amounts of time is not Shardless Bug's forte. The Ancestral goes off, he draws for turn.
He would need a sequence of like a Shardless Agent into a Tarmogoyf.
And then Engineered Plagues.
Or Golgari Charm to clear out the tokens.
It is theoretically possible, depending on what those 4 cards are, but seems a little unlikely. And now Anthony's trying to piece it together. How do I manage to take you down?
How does he take this down? 2 Deathrite Shamans, so he has access to up to 6 mana.
Creeping Tar Pit is another 3.
There you go.
So theoretically,
Abrupt Decay. Take out the Stoneforge Mystic.
Theoretically, this is actually lethal, is it not? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11?
Just on the board, Deathrite Shamans, if there's 4 spells in the graveyard.
And Anthony is 1 mana short. But if Jeffrey does not have a removal spell or a wasteland, and it actually looks like he doesn't. He's got Jite, Umezawa's Jite, the Batterskull, a couple of Mirren Crusaders, the Deathrite Shaman. Yeah, he's just playing Jite. So if Anthony has a land or draws a land, he actually wins.
So the power of those Deathrite Shamans, we're speculating on Shardless Agent into Tarmogoyf, but these Deathrite Shamans represent...
The Creeping Tar Pit was also awesome.
4 life each.
3 unblockable damage. Because we were trying to figure out how do you get rid of all these blockers. You just go around them. So Anthony untaps. Does he have a land?
On turn 4 or 5, if he has an untapped land...
The way he drew his card, it looked like he needed it. And yep, he missed.
He missed on the land.
Wow.
He's shaking his head. He knows he was this close to tying this match. And that 1 extra turn.
Wow. Brutal, brutal, brutal stuff. Now he's thinking, man, should I have scooped that in game 1 a little earlier?
Yeah, no kidding. Although, I mean, on the other side of the table, another extra turn for Jeffrey Moseley means that Umezawa's Jite
becomes active, and he likely just wins from that point. He was also quite mana screwed this game after getting wastelanded.
Jace the Mind Sculptor, such a powerful card. but cannot afford the 4-mana investment here.
Yep,
He
pass
just
his turn,
says
and this
go.
is turn 5. Jeffrey plays his land. He's like, I don't know, equip.
Equip a token, attack. So close, Anthony Hatke.
Says go. Activate the 2 death rights, and then look at each other awkwardly. Yeah, look at that shrug.
Show me the money, says Jeffrey Moseley's friend, and a hug and a back pat.
So much love in the feature match.